Zan talking about her face in the screen. It's definitely
in there. Like, good morning.
We did business. That's what it is.
We ready?
Yeah. Back, listen, get to the money. That's all I got.
That's who he is.
Yeah, we met at a trade show. The way he's talking now is like, yeah, we definitely met on business. You don't need to send me 18,000 pictures of yourself.
First of all, you should have sent your product and not your picture.
Right.
That's how we met.
Yeah, but I don't know why he was like, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Why he sending that like we personal friends?
No, we're not personal friends. Yes, we met on. I said we met on the business aspect. Here's my Instagram information, so you can go there. Or here's my website. You can go there.
But maybe he already followed you. That's why he reached out.
He don't, because he asked me what was the Instagram.
Oh,
so now
she tried.
I always try. I always try to give people the benefit.
Always.
It was an epic fail, but she tried.
I always try. Everything I'm gonna turn into business. Everything. I'm going on a date. Oh my goodness. Really?
If you say something about your business, tax right off.
Yes.
Business meeting.
So I mentioned it for a living. Okay. Well, let me show you what you're doing wrong in life. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm not gonna do that.
Yes, Stunner.
Okay, Zan.
Y'all so stupid. Don't do me because I always wear exercise clothes.
You first of all, you don't always wear exercise clothes, but you definitely don't always wear heels.
Oh yeah, that is the truth with an F on it. With the truth.
With a T? Dates?
No.
With a T? What's up?
I was supposed to go out with my sister for her birthday.
I want to emphasize the dates.
Oh, okay. All right, we ready.
All right.
We ready.
Hello.
She ready.
Mic check 1 2 and 2. 1 2 1 2 and 2. 1 2 1 2 and 2. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8.
You can count down. We ready.
3 4 5 6 7 8.
We rolling.
Pump it up. Pump it up. Pump it up.
Man down, man down. Aye.
Hey.
It's smoke dirty and care stingy. Beautiful strong queens come and listen to three. Peace and love comes naturally out.
Oh. And again.
Ficky.
And I froze too.
We need the horn. We need the horn.
Run it back. What did DJ say? Did they say run it back?
The DJ.
When they like could have played the beginning of the song again, what they say?
We should have had like a Missy Elliott. She could rewind her whole life. Missy Elliott is the queen of rewind.
I know.
Yes. Everything is backwards.
Rewind.
The fact that people like really like kept rewinding that part to see what she was saying backwards.
Right. I still don't know what she said.
We still don't know to this day.
I heard it.
I don't know.
I figured it out. I did my research one time.
So she was one of the ones that kept rewinding.
It's the most debatable lyric of all times.
It's real simple too, and it's like
here we go.
It's smoke dirty and care stingy. Beautiful strong queens come and listen to three. Peace and love comes naturally out. Outspoken women listen happily.
Right. Right. I need a mic.
She should go to sleep like that. That's how she put herself to sleep.
Listen,
it's the most saddest thing ever.
It is my part.
You know,
I feel like I need to be like this with the ear and the mic.
no. And I support it. You need to hold the one ear down.
Yeah, I need to be like,
I feel like you should not do that.
I
I feel like no.
Let her be great.
I definitely support it.
I support all of your endeavors.
And the nonsense.
I feel like that is my part. When we ever do this live, that's the part I have, guys.
That's her part.
We're not gonna fight her.
We're not gonna fight her.
I'm not a fighter.
You gonna fight her over that?
I just got it.
That's my part.
It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. I'll hold your ear for you. How about that?
I'll just time you and be like, Keisha, you got 5 more.
You'll be like the choir director.
Keep hold that note. Hold that note.
You got 3
Bring it
more.
home. You be the choir director for her.
The whole choir director. I appreciate the support. These are the type of friends you need in your life. All right, that back you up on your Okay. Greetings, salutations, hello, what's up? It is P.O.W Radio. We're live on Tuesday. Not quite 7, but we're here. Okay, and that's what matters. All right, so glad you guys joined us. You know, tonight's topic is poly relationships. So go ahead and get ready because I want to see the comments below. Join the conversation because I don't have any personal experience in it, but I got a lot to say about it. Hence, powerful, outspoken, women. So I got a lot to say about it, but I ain't got no personal experience with it.
She's outspoken today, really.
We see.
Yes.
Y'all don't see that?
Yeah.
You know,
I hear it and see it.
This is really the tired Keisha that can't really settle down yet.
Oh yeah,
So I'm
you like a kid that when they sleepy they do too much. You gotta whoop them to sleep.
That's me.
You gotta pop them
to sleep.
Yeah.
They need pops.
Somebody gotta set me down.
Yeah,
Set
somebody.
me down.
You get 1 or 2 things. You get a snatch up and you get a pop. You might get a retro ride.
Somebody need to rush around and set me down.
Like you know you're sleepy. Sit your butt down.
Right. Somewhere set down. All right, listen, enough. Okay, enough. Y'all gonna have to ring me in a couple of times. Listen, what's been going on with Kirsten? We got story time with Kirsten because she couldn't tell us everything last week. So now we gotta get another story from her.
I know.
It's been so much. I don't even know which story to even tell.
See what I'm talking about?
Like so much. But I want to say probably recently I've really wanted to bond more or reconnect more with my parents, like on an adult level. Not necessarily, yes, I am your child, but learning me as an adult and really connecting more with them. And you know, I started with, you know, my mom, and then my dad, surprisingly, was like awesome. So I just like, I don't know, like feel like, you know, once your parents raise you, then boom, you go to college, you're figuring it out, but then you kind of like lose it a little. Well, for me, like you kind of lose that relationship wise of like, you're still my parent, I respect you, but do you know me as the adult Kirsten?
Right.
And kind of getting onto that level. So that's something I've been doing still on. You guys know I've been on an Eat, Pray, Love for like 10 years. Like,
I was just about to say,
it's
smaller than
yeah, since I've met these girls. I've always
been eating, praying, and loving.
Eat, pray, and love. But my journey definitely is always ongoing. But that was something that was really important to me, a part of my self-care. What I started last year. So this is like one of the steps I wanted to do.
So
and
what did you actually do? Like what was an actual step?
Change that connection.
Yeah.
I think it was really just kind of having to sit down with my mom and just really getting to know her also on an adult level, because I looked at my mom as like, she teaches me things of what to do, but I can also teach her things what to do. So some of our conversations are a little bit more open now. So I could talk to her about more things than what I could have done. What I couldn't do when I was a child,
right? Or
even my father, just kind of like asking him more things of, you know, instead of it being like business conversations or just like what to do, just like, you know,
regular,
just like building that connection.
Right.
And I feel like I don't know if that's just me or, you know,
I'm interested
in the sense of, you know, this is my parent, and then, you know, you go to them, but I don't know, where in life do you transition to where you're still my parents, but do you know me as the adult me, or are you still trying to teach, like talk to me as the younger kid who messed up? Obviously, I'm a kid. I'm gonna mess up every day. Like I'm learning. Hell, I just messed up earlier today, but
that's what I said. Even as adults.
you're always learning. But I feel like this is another topic for us to go into later, to talk about those things of where do you feel like you can connect more with your parents? Do you feel like you can talk to them about any and everything? I feel like now I can talk to my mom about any and everything, and I'm getting there on the level
say
of my
any and everything, but a lot of stuff. But I feel like I was able to, or I am able to talk to my mother more, the more experiences that I have, because I can relate to her in those ways. I can say, Ma, like having kids. How did you do it with 5 and I got 2? I'm about to goddamn off the bridge. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't understand that type of conversation before I had kids, because like I wouldn't even think about having kids.
I'm interested to see, and you guys can comment below, because my upbringing was a different experience from both of you guys, really. And it's like my relationship with my parents has just kind of progressed as I got older. There was really, for me, no division. Like I never felt like y'all don't know who I am as the adult. Like it just kind of from high school to college. I had my moments in college, and then as I graduated and moved into the adult world, they were still included in my life. I still felt comfortable enough to talk to them. But it's interesting I want to know, like even hearing your story, like is that a dynamic because of how you were raised, where you really were raised by your mom, but your dad was still part of your life? And is that a dynamic for how you was raised when it was really the same thing?
No,
you know,
I feel the same with you in terms of just
natural progression of
of things. Because I mean, I remember being as a child, but I think that's just generation. Like kids are over here, adults are over here. That's just generational. So there was some things that I just wasn't going to be privy to or able to talk to until I did get to a certain maturity level where she can talk to me. And as I started growing up and bumping my head and making the mistakes, then those lessons became. And then when I got out of my rebellious teen stage, then I can receive it now. Now we can have a conversation.
Like that flashback where your parents say, "You're gonna learn."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like you kind of finally realize
been there, but it's just how I've been able to receive it. Through my years of growing up.
I will say this: there was a moment in my life where I realized, and maybe this is the same thing that you're kind of going through right now, but where I realized that the relationship was friends as opposed to mom. Friends as opposed to dad. You know what I'm saying? Even though they were always
that's kind of where I'm getting at right now, of just like establishing that another level of our relationship. And it's definitely has helped me through my growth of like understanding their perspective, or understanding why do I feel this way at this moment. And it could be that they didn't know these things. No parent knows anything. It's not a rule book. You don't know anything. You just raise it in the best way you can. That's it.
That's what I do know.
But now, as the product, now I'm finding my way in this world. It's certain things that, I want to know a little bit more so I can, maybe make better decisions. But I felt like I didn't have that door open because of I'm still in that child's place in their eyes. And it's like, hold on. Listen, I'm about to be 70 any day now. Man.
I wasn't going to let it ride.
The exaggeration.
The point is, I'm about, I'm at that stage now where it's like, come on. I'm not 18 years old. I will say,
the more and more you guys are talking about, I'm just kind of thinking in my head, like, how that transition happened. But I feel like, for me, the transition from being able to communicate with them as a friend and a parent happened when I got to the place where I was comfortable enough with me to talk to them about the things that they did that I didn't like, or that I didn't understand, or, that I didn't agree with, or, like, I know there was a time in college for me where I became very overwhelmed with parent expectations. Like what they wanted from me, what they expected from me. And to the point where I remember, to the point where I remember writing this long letter to my dad, because we are so much alike in so many aspects. Like, I felt like every time I wanted to express myself and tell him how I felt, he would just jump in and tell me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you don't know.
Right.
But at that point, I was like 19 to 21, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still trying to be respectful of my elders, and I didn't know at the time how to address it and be respectful. But when I got to the point where I was comfortable with me and understood that there is a time and a place and I can still be expressive to them by telling them how I felt without having to write a long letter, was when I realized this is cool that I can also be a friend with my parents. Yeah.
Yeah, because right now, like for me, I tell my kids I'm friendly, but I'm not your friend.
Oh, I'm growing up, I heard that.
Right. Because you got to make these distinctions at certain age of your life.
Yeah. My mom used to say all the
these
time,
kids, they think they your equal.
I'm your friend, but I'm your mama first. That's what she used to tell me. I'm your friend, but I'm your mama first.
I'll be your friend when you get grown. I'm friendly right now.
But that's good, yeah.
Because these kids think they're your equal and they think they can do what you do, say what you say.
But kids are different.
All of that, I know.
That's a whole other topic. But they are different. Me and my sister was having that conversation the other day of how the exposure of young kids today is their understanding and going through life is different because they are exposed to so much. But that's a whole different show.
Right.
Definitely. But that's what's going on with Kirsten. Is anybody else going through what I'm going through, or what was your steps, I guess, of transitioning to that next level with your parents? Comment below. I would love to hear it.
I would too.
But until then, got to get to my favorite part of the show of just these random facts. It literally is my favorite part of the show because I just don't. It's like I don't even know what you're about to say, and then I'm excited to share that information with everybody else.
She's excited to add on her part.
Yeah. And none of this is true.
I think we should do
this
a two-part.
I should give absolutely news. This is news you cannot use. Right. It is not true. Do not repeat. Don't put in a report. It's not true at all.
Don't put Kirsten's story in your because it's literally just Kirsten's story.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Yes, literally. Hold on, I scrolled with my thigh.
Okay. Do we have any comments on how to connect with parents? Okay, I'm sure they're coming because I'm interested in knowing.
Yeah.
And I never really thought about it until you brought it up.
Okay. Yeah, because there's always something going on with Kirsten.
Always.
Always.
Okay. Ready for these random facts, y'all.
Okay.
Okay. Do you guys know what M&M stands for?
Mustard and mayonnaise.
No, but do you know they got something called mayo chup? It's so disgusting.
What is that?
Mayonnaise and
it's probably
ketchup
Michael
mixed together.
and Minnie.
No, it is
not. Melanin and more.
What does M&M stand for? I don't know what M&M stand for. Martin and Milton.
Malcolm and Martin. Okay. But M&M actually stands for the two creators of it, Forrest Mars and Bruce Murray.
I knew that. I did.
In 1949.
I mean, I forgot it, but
you had knew that.
I knew it.
You was hip to
I
that
believe
one?
you.
Yeah.
This is good for COVID season, okay? Lowe's,
why is it a season?
Home Depot. Y'all give me some credit here because watch what's about to happen. Copper doorknobs are self-disinfecting.
Y'all, but you know, copper has always been a hot commodity anyway. Yeah. People steal it. Like after air conditioning and stuff like they stole it from my church.
They self-disinfect.
You want
to the hell out of her house.
The high affinity of cellular proteins for the metallic ions results in the death of the cells due to cumulative effects of the ion within the cells.
And it doesn't matter if it's indoor or outdoor.
Hey, get a knob, man. Go get a copper knob, okay? Copper.
Everything copper in my house.
Yeah, I know. She got to upgrade. You gonna walk in kids' house and be like, girl, everything is so bronzy.
My house clearly disinfects itself.
But still wash your hands.
Right?
Right.
And take off your shoes.
Right. That's everything.
Yes. That is a rule. I don't know if that's like I mean,
what?
Because you're coming from outside. So everything that you brought outside is now in someone's home.
I totally agree, and I truly intend to do that, but I be forgetting when I get home. I walk right in. By the time I remember, I'm in the bedroom.
I literally put my shoes at the door.
I'm at the door.
I'll be like, damn. I truly intend to do
and I ask people,
like,
is it okay? Do you want me to take off my shoes? Because that's what I do in my house.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, because there's so many dogs in my neighborhood, and you can just accidentally just squish, and then now it's all that dog stuff in my house that I just mop my floors.
You accidentally squish, dude.
You accidentally squish.
Well, you just.
But I'm with you on that. It does track the world into your house.
Yeah, it's already COVID. Now you got dog shit in your house. Like,
Whoa.
You got COVID and that in your house.
COVID and shit. It's not
I'm sorry, guys. I went really dark. I'm gonna bring you back. I'm bringing you back, guys. Just come back. Abort. Yeah, that was disgusting. That was so bad. But that is the reality. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to bring it up.
We should have left it at squish.
Yeah.
Even that was a squish for me.
Right.
It was just an example. That was the first thing that came in my mind.
Are you walking through the forest before you go?
No, I live literally in on the belt line, and it's just a whole bunch of just dog. It's just dog loving people, and
they don't clean up behind their dogs.
So you're supposed to, because they have dog posts on there, but for some strange reason, I keep seeing it, and I'm like, who do I report this to? Because they're not using the dog thing to pick up their stuff.
Oh yeah,
and the squish don't have a name.
The squish don't have a name.
Not next to it.
Sorry, guys.
It went into the squish. All right. So the English word set, S-E-T, has the most definitions.
I agree.
Yeah.
Set it off. Set up.
Set down.
Could you give us a few definitions?
Remember when we was in college and people used to have sets at their house? Like a picnic set? I used to love sets. Listen, I agree with that random fact, because that is true.
Set definitely.
Set your hair, get your ride.
Yep, you gotta set it.
Set that hair. Girl, it's a lot of meanings for set. Yes, I agree.
Yep. How many meanings does it have? Do you think about maybe
it's just the most?
The most.
But listen,
you tell us in 19. Oh yeah.
You tell us how many meanings does set have?
I want to say it's roughly about 210.
210 definitions of a set.
This is definitely how you can use the words. We set up the video screens over here. Ooh. We had to set the mics. I had to set the table.
Stopping. I'm stopping that. I gotta abort. We're not going into the light. We're not going into the light with KG tonight. Okay. Somebody
gave her the running shoes and she took off.
Somebody got to pull the plug.
Squishing off.
Question, because I can't think of it right now. But do you guys remember what the dot on the top of the eye was?
Yes.
What was it?
It's
I forgot it. It's like right on the tip of my tongue.
Yes.
It is called something.
And because we were joking about going to say it. Make sure you put the... No, that's not.
It was like something that didn't go, because it was like,
make sure you put a dot on
there. Yeah. Okay, but there's a name for the dot on the top of the J as well.
Oh, for the accent, if you're gonna change the
the dot, like a lowercase J, and then there's a dot.
Girl, I went there. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Bring me back.
It's known as a tittle.
Okay.
A tittle.
Tittle me with your lowercase J. Don't forget the tittle.
Don't forget the tittle.
The tittle was the I.
The
dot. When you do a lowercase J and you have to put that dot up there.
It's the tittle.
People don't forget about that dot. They left that tittle off a long time ago.
Most people stop using the tittle.
As an adult, you don't even use the tittle.
People don't even dot the I's though.
I don't even know if kids do the tittle.
Do they do cross T's anymore?
I don't know. Do they write?
They have to cross T. It ain't a T.
Can't even write anymore.
It can't be a T without the cross.
Do you know that they really can't write in cursive though?
Yeah.
They don't teach that.
Right? I know.
My nephew, he's 13 now. But when he started elementary school, they weren't teaching cursive. So my oldest nephew taught him at home.
Yeah,
they stopped teaching cursive.
Azan learned it when he was in private school.
I still write in cursive.
Yeah, because you learn how to, but they don't teach that. They don't teach that.
You got to write in cursive.
You got to sign your name on something.
You just printing your name.
Look like everywhere. They write like they 3 years old.
They doing e-signatures everywhere.
Oh, that's true.
They so technology savvy.
I don't need to write in cursive when I'm going to sign an e-doc.
Right.
Yeah.
Stupid. No, yeah.
So that's my random facts for the day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Especially set. Now I'm thinking of all the words that we say with set. Because they all mean something different.
Yeah.
It's just like that. I don't know if it's a meme or a video where okay can have so many different word meanings.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a video. A girl did a video. She was like, the different ways people say okay means something different. Same thing.
Okay. Yeah. Set just happens to be the largest one.
Okay.
Flip it.
Okay. Means something different.
Okay.
Yeah. She over here practicing.
Okay.
Sorry. All right.
That was so tittle.
No. She go making up stuff.
Oh Lord, there she go.
Making up stuff. All right, listen. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Let's get serious
about these poly relationships. So look, I teased this show like Saturday, Sunday, whatever day I posted it. But I was just like, I don't know personally how somebody could deal with two people. Like, to me, having a relationship with one person is far more headache sometimes than I would want to deal with two people. Like, I had 1,000 braids in my head, and I'm thinking, I'm frustrated with all these braids. Definitely, I would be frustrated with more than one person.
How did you correlate that together?
I don't know, but I was just thinking about it, and I was like, I can't.
I think, I don't know anybody personally, but some people that I follow or whatever that are in those dynamics. Mm-hmm. And they gave me a different perspective of it because they don't look at marriage or being together like we do. This fantasy, all of this love, goo. They look at it as a business, as a corporation, and they all have positions and jobs and everything for the corporation. So of course they have the intimate and stuff. I guess they figured that out too, but it's mostly that. It's just all of them are on the same mental playing field in that. That's how it works.
Bother them.
Right. That's how it works. So I was like, oh, I can see that. I could see it like that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't, just like anything else, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's my personal preference or not, to each his own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can see that mindset, but it's just not for me. Like I was saying before the show, me and Dee were talking, and I was just saying, like, for me as an individual, I require attention. Right. And I want it when I want it.
Right.
And if I had to share that attention, even there's times when I don't want to be bothered and I don't need the attention, I want to know that I can get it whenever I want it. So if I'm sharing with somebody, then that means I may not be able to get it when I want it, because you over here doing your thing with this person, whether it's a business or intimacy or whatever it is, you occupied. And that's gonna irritate me.
So poly definitely isn't
for you.
Not at all.
I mean, I don't see it as being any different from having a good relationship. If everybody's on the same playing field, then you can make it work.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Relationship.
No, I agree with that.
I mean, if you got somebody with your mentality about it, and then these other two, that's not gonna work in that poly relationship.
Exactly.
Everybody ain't on the same.
Exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying.
So yeah, you don't need that.
It's not for me. It's not for me.
I definitely I like looking at different things from a different perspective. So it's not going in and saying that it's a judgment type of thing. It's just like more of an understanding. So it's like, oh girl, you better poly on.
Go on, get your poly on.
I'm with you on that. Because it's interesting enough to want to know about it and how they succeed in those type of relationships. So I'm definitely open to that type of.
I mean, I have a friend. She's definitely into it, and this is just me knowing from her experiences, and she's just like, well, I mean, it works for me. I don't want to commit to a one person. Like I'm okay with that. So in her world, she has found someone where it's like, it's okay that I'm with you. You know that I'm with this person or even someone else. Everyone just plays their roles, and that's what he or she is comfortable with. Right. So, I mean, I think just whatever works with you. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, people have this long term, and I don't know if it's just like a fad or just a phase that maybe you just want to try something new, or it's something that's just like endless, where you're just like, okay, you know what? I like this lifestyle.
I would say, my opinion would be that a lot of people do it just because it's like a fad.
Yeah, I agree.
Thing. It's been talked about a lot. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah. I think another thing is attaches for whatever reason. Everybody always just diverts automatically to sex. You know,
but it's more than that.
Yeah, I'm just saying on the surface,
I got nothing to do with the sex. It's the
random people. But I think the one
and go towards like royalty, like they have it all the time where there's a lot of Prince where they have multiple wives, but they are all treated the same
business wise too, as far as the kings and queens. But everybody has their role to play. Like them,
so you couldn't be like Janet, like she would like wife 28 or something like that. And she got her own little section, own little life and everything, baby. But I mean, everything.
If you're the type of individual that doesn't have to have companionship or attention or the things that relationships come with as a personal basis, then I feel like that may work for you because you have that when you want it. And if you don't want it, you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? But that's just, to me, that's not the definition of relationship. But to each his own. And I am...
They can have a relationship when he around.
Yeah, I'm curious as to how do they make that work on an emotional level, like how you explained it as a business and things like that. But how do you make that work on an emotional level with multiple partners? Like to me, I would be interested.
I think definitely it starts is probably respect. Gotta be the thing because you gotta respect your role,
heavy
respect
and heavy communication.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I think that's in any relationship.
Yeah, but in my head, I just always feel like it's gonna be something.
Always,
it's always gonna be something. Yeah. I know I'm the second one, but look here,
right? Because what about that one time when you want that? This is what I'm telling you. That one time that you want that attention and it ain't your day. Or you ain't do whatever job you supposed to do, or that ain't your job to do. Like, man,
I used to watch this show.
I guess you just gotta hold your feelings in until Friday, because that's
yeah.
I don't know.
I used to watch this show.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
I can't think of what it's
But
called.
we don't fully know all of it because there could be like the aha answer where it's like, this is how it's supposed to go. So it's kind of hard to just say. I mean, I know we're just having a conversation, but it's kind of hard to just say what that person goes through.
I know, but I'm just speaking on like different things that I would think about if I was to ever.
If there's any poly people that are on live with us, answer some of these questions that we have. We're definitely curious and wanting to know more about this.
Curious.
I mean,
like, is there a setup where? Because this is probably.
Do you want to know what the setup is like?
I want to know. So what you see on TV, like, I've seen movies and things like, and read stories and different things about poly relationships, and you don't really know if that's the reality that people really live in. You know what I'm saying? So I really want to. I really want somebody that's in that situation to be able to say the different types of things that they really have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, because I assume that it's a relationship, so it comes with all of those relationship type things.
Right.
But to combine just a regular relationship between just one person and add multiple people, however many multiples you want to add, seems like that compounds the regular relationship dynamic that you would normally have. Like, is there a point in the relationship where if you say you have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but if on Tuesday I feel some kind of way and I really need to do this or that, can I squeeze in on Tuesday, or is that not going to be an option for me?
Communication is key.
Communication.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big factor.
Then will that hurt the person's feelings who gets Tuesday? Because,
probably.
Sure. Or will they truly understand because they're a woman, and a lot of times women understand women way more.
Right. I don't know. I used to watch this show. I can't think of the name of it, but it was like a poly relationship. And I think there was three different wives, and they all lived.
I'm sorry, guys.
Is that me or you? They all lived like in a house next to each other, and their backyards were like connected. What you say? Time for it to wake up. I can't. It's morning time.
Who left the game?
No. You know what? I always think that. Do you think? Well, and I don't know this. This is not. I don't know this answer at all. So this is not coming at a way of disrespect. So I think, well, in my head, I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. I feel like there has to be a dominant, and then in this, in order for it to work, because someone has to.
Well, all the ones that I've saw,
to
relinquish. It's like the first one that started the couple kind of situation, and then they bring on the other one, and then because so it's like the first one knows all the rules and kind of puts the other ones on.
So I've seen that scenario when people do like threesomes or invite people into their relationship, and the wife or the husband have that dynamic where I get to choose this time, or you get to choose it. And so they say what can happen and what can't happen when that other person comes in. But to have a full-fledged relationship where we either live together, where we're sharing everything every day. Jesus,
I would like to even go just a little deep.
I'll go deeper because I'm already like,
yeah, I don't know. Probably most people like me. When you first think of poly, you think of multiple women. But they have poly with multiple men.
That's true.
You know, I want to know from a man's perspective, how is that?
I feel like they okay.
You think it'll be cool with a man?
I feel like they'll be more comfortable than a woman. But then I don't know though, because some men don't like to share.
Men are territorial too.
Yeah, you're right.
They might not show it like we show it.
Yeah, some of them are.
Yeah.
But I feel like for some men, that would really pull out their true colors, because you know how a lot of men feel like it's up, they don't care. You know, I can be with you. I can be with you. So I can be with anybody. It's good. I don't want to be in no committed relationship. Let's just see where.
So most men are already in the poly.
So basically, all men are in poly. What I'm saying is, they poly for that. But if it was really had to be a committed type of situation, would they truly be able to do that? If I really love you.
No.
And I really love you. Can I really say rare. Exactly? Can I really share
I think there are those, but I think that's rare.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Once a man get in his throat with it,
baby, when that heart starts beating a little, baby,
he is not trying to share.
He don't even want you to walk out the room wrong.
What?
Not wrong. Okay. What you doing? You stumping out? You stumping out of here?
Where she going?
What? Where you going? To the kitchen. To the kitchen.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
I miss
for
you.
guys,
I just went to the kitchen.
Yeah, it's probably more girl poly than guy poly. I think.
Yeah, which is.
But there's different religions that's all it is poly.
Yeah.
So it's just like you're technically born into to be submissive to a man who will have multiple wives.
Yeah,
and but multiple wives doesn't mean that they are necessarily in a poly relationship. That means that I have different households that I take care of and support, but it's not necessarily looked at as a poly relationship. They have multiple relationships with different
separated
with their with each of their
that
wives.
might be what I'm thinking about when I say you got Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because maybe in the household together as a relationship, it's not set up that way. Maybe that's not how it's.
Probably,
you know what I'm saying?
Divided out. Me too, but I don't know.
So how would you define those two different worlds then?
Poly, everybody live together, and other one is everybody got
separate. So y'all follow two wives and a husband?
No. So turn around. Poly, that. But I mean, what if you're on an upgraded level? You can still be poly, but everybody has their own house. Like,
yeah, I mean.
So I guess I don't know what the difference is.
What you mean when everybody has their own house? Like
I would think that's when I'm getting into like royalty, because like not all of these families are going to stay in the same house.
Right, but the man is
he would spend his time.
The one who is supporting the family.
Correct.
Each of them. The wives know about each other, but they do not come together and mix within the relationship. they all have their each
the
individual
multiple wives
roles.
don't really hang out, but in a poly relationship, we cool. Is that what you said?
Like, did you cook Jim his meal today?
Right, girl, I'm coming up. We're gonna have
he has leftovers from my house.
We're gonna sip tonight, girl. I gotta talk about Jim.
Wait a minute.
Jim got on my nerves today, girl. Let me get some wine out. Let's come on over here. I guess that's the poly part.
And we're definitely just trying to find out more information.
Okay, so I looked up the definition of what.
So yeah, we probably should start off with that first.
No, this is just open discussion. Yeah. We're just outspoken.
Okay.
Yeah. But now we got to get to the nitty gritty.
I told y'all I have a lot to say, even though I've never experienced it. It's just interesting.
I got somewhat of an experience.
Really?
I do.
Let's speak on it. Come through with the conversation.
Within like the last year, I have entered into like online dating, and I met this guy.
Oh, sorry, I didn't specify that.
Just regular
online dating to meet guys. And I met this guy, and he was different just from Jump Street, but with his communication. Like his first message was, "Hey, beautiful," and then the next one was, "Look, I'm married. We in an open marriage. We have children together, but hey, my wife is into women too, so we may be inviting you into our dynamic." And even when we exchanged phone numbers, his wife had my number. We were cool. So it was different for me to know that she was so secure in her role in her relationship that she was still willing to invite me into their space. Because we even talked about, if this did go, if I wanted children, how would that affect them? She was like, well, I would want you to move in with us. So we can be one family. Let's take care of the household together. And I was like, I don't think I was really ready for that.
It was just a question.
I have a question.
Okay.
Just what made you give them your number? Were you interested
from the start?
I was interested in him. I was.
Okay.
I was. You don't meet a lot of people who can give you the same energy, especially in this day and age. I'm very protective of who I allow in my space, and even just talking to him over the phone, he just made me feel so at peace, like I had known him in another world.
Right.
So it was just like me meeting somebody I've known my entire life.
Yeah.
So it was different. Like the first time we talked on the phone, we was on the phone for like 4 hours, just talking all night. And
that's how I start though.
That's exactly how it started, right?
It's like a Lifetime movie.
That's how it started.
Like y'all go together.
She done got converted. They done made her.
So then this is where it went real left real quick, but not in a bad way. So the following day we were on the phone and his wife came home and he was like, "Hey, baby." And she was like, "Hey, who you talking to?" He was like, "D." And I was like, what's going on? it completely caught me off guard. He was like, "But before I even called you, we had a whole conversation about you. That's just how open
we are
about
I
it."
feel like that makes women susceptible to those type of relationships, because it's not often that you have that type of open, free communication from a male. So when you get that, it feels different.
Without
it feels
the lies, without the games, without the
you just laying it all on the table, and I get the option. I get to choose. I get to decide. That's a different aspect, and I think that's probably what makes it relate to women more. That's why when you think of poly, you think of women as opposed to men, because we don't get that type of communication from a man on a typical basis. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that makes women susceptible to that type of relationship. Not that everybody would fall into the trap, or if it's a trap or whatever, but I just feel like that will open the door to communication, because I may have never thought I would do something like that, but then if somebody approached me and just laid it out on the table, it would make me think.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you gave me that option.
I had somebody approach me online, and they were like that. Like, we are interested.
Ooh,
she likes you too. She likes you too, and all of that. But I was like, oh, that's interesting. Before I was like, yeah. I didn't think nothing of it. But they was just like pressing me. And I was like, really? I was like, this is interesting. So I started talking with them, and they took me out on a date. They was like, yeah, we want to take you out and everything. Took me out on a date. We hung out. They were cool.
Y'all went on a triple date? Oh, the wife and the husband.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah,
okay, so
I thought
took me out on a date.
Right.
She needed to understand.
I was gonna let that go. You got to start learning to let stuff go.
First of all, I started the show by telling y'all that I haven't had any sleep. I started the show by telling y'all that I hadn't had any sleep.
Yeah.
And then secondly, they could have took her out separately. The wife could have took her out, and then the husband could have took her out. Not together.
I think in that particular situation, though, both of them were great. They were cool. I just think that, from my perspective, they didn't have the whole plan set of what they wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they both wanted to do this, or they did it,
and
but they did not talk amongst themselves about what their rules were.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Before adding someone in, so you trying to make up the rules in the process, and I'm in the middle. No.
Is that how the date went? We gonna do this? No, we ain't gonna do that. We gonna do this.
No, the date was fine. I'm just saying, just throughout the situation. Okay. But they both were great. Like, we had fun. I totally enjoyed them. I just felt like some of the things that were discussed or happening should have been discussed between them first. And then when I came in, then I would already, But other than that, yeah, I just was curious. I'll tell you what I was. I was flattered. Because I'm like, oh, that's never happened to me. A couple is attracted to me. Like, oh, God, I ain't doing it like that. Right. And then they happen to be real cool. So it was just like hanging out. Like, they happen to be real cool.
Are y'all still cool now? Or you just let it go? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we just kind of let it go or whatever.
As far as that aspect, which I was
but we still cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do have one random just that thought. Well, not thought. This is a true story. I did have a homegirl I knew or whatever. She actually married the people. She married the man and the wife. So she was part of those.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how does that work?
To be married twice? I was so shocked by the first thing that she told me, that she married the people. Right. I really couldn't even go. I wanted to go into details, but it was just like, oh yeah, I got married. I married the man and his wife, and I'm like, is there a third line on the marriage certificate? Or like,
I just feel like at that point in the game, if you decide to do that, you really don't care about the logistics.
I just think that that's
you already decided with each other.
But they all are together. So,
why even go through the
and that was her world. It was just like kind of interesting. So I kind of just let her talk, because I was still confused. Like I was a lot younger. I'm like, it was just so many thoughts in my head.
So many questions.
You can't tell a kid, a young girl this. And you're like,
I think you touched on something earlier about people being born into that type of relationship or religious reasons.
Yes.
Like, we don't even realize that there are religions that practice.
They don't think that anything
poly relationships.
We're looking at it from a different world. We're from the outside, so they're like, well, this is normal. This is my normal life. I'm going to go marry my cousin, or I'm going to go marry.
Ma'am, no, ma'am. Different topic. Different topic.
I'm going to go marry a person who will have multiple.
We're not marrying cousins. Okay, stop.
Okay, guys, that was a
real left.
That was real left.
Oh,
a joke.
All the way.
So look, okay,
but the point is, you grow into this world of that's your normal life. That's okay. And then we're on the outside, like, oh, okay.
Another aspect in the perspective of children who are born to
children who are born
with multiple wives. Is that what you mean? Okay.
Or in the same home. In the same home. So it's like well, that's how I was looking. I was looking at it from that perspective. Even if you're born into it, you don't think nothing is wrong with it because you haven't been taught a different way.
Okay.
Right. But it's something wrong with it if this has been your life and they started you out as a child. Okay, that's something wrong with that, religion or not. Okay. Now, if you get a little older and then you go ahead and do that, that's one thing. But when they start these babies off at 12 and 13 or younger, marrying and pushing them into these poly,
that's a cult.
That's disgusting. And they do it, and they call it religion.
You know what? As we talk about religion, I'm curious to know, like, if, and just vice versa, if you grew up Baptist, Jehovah's Witness, AME, whatever your religion was growing up, and as an adult, you realize that this is the type of relationship that fits you. How does that coincide with your religion? Like, do you put that by the wayside? Is that something that you have to think about before you join that type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, because
probably about the same way that any other quote unquote sin to them would be.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you process that?
I go clubbing all the time and they don't like it. Or, you know what I'm saying? I fornicate and they don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gay and they don't like it. I'm poly. It's just probably the same way.
Thing. Yeah.
Because you know they judgmental, so they don't like nothing.
Maybe the world is judgmental.
Who is they? That's another topic.
Yeah.
They. Who are they?
Where are they?
I just like things from different perspectives. So it's whether I agree with it or don't agree with it. I just like, okay, cool. Thank you for educating me on this. Or
like, I feel like that's why we are
right.
I think this about all of you guys. Like, I feel like I'm very open-minded, and I'm not gonna say that I'm not judgmental, because I feel like we all are at different aspects of our lives and different times of the day, probably. But I'm not judgmental to the point where I can't let you exist doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't affect my choices, basically. I get you. I understand where you're coming from, and I'm open-minded enough to want to know, to have a full understanding of your situation.
I would say you're opinionated, but not judgmental.
Okay, yeah.
I would go with that too, because you have a lot of opinions. You wake up with opinions.
Baby,
I think you become judgmental when you try to impose your opinion.
It can be that way, but it's not a lot. It's more opinionated. It's more. It's like
shot me in the horn.
It's like 80% opinionated and 20% judgmental. I broke the data down. It's 80% opinionated, 20% judgmental.
I need an example.
Off camera. She took off and she been running the whole show.
It's okay. I'll take that because I'm not perfect. So I'll take that. Yeah, she gives me the data.
Yes, buddy.
She doing a whole consultation on the show about what.
Well, first of all, you guys opened up was like, I'm judgmental or I'm opinionated, so I just wanted to
the poly relationships and multiple wives.
I forgot.
Y'all got sidetracked with my story.
Listen, then we're gonna go to the comments.
Okay, so poly is the practice of or desire for intimate relationships with more than one partner, with the informed consent of all partners involved.
So poly is sex. Well, not necessarily, but intimacy.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if you live with each other or not,
consensual, ethical, and responsible non-monogamy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
I think we're talking about pretty much the same thing, but it's just, it doesn't matter.
Without the license.
Yeah.
Without all the legalities of the situation.
Without the stamp, from the courthouse.
Yeah. It's just definitely an agreement. It's a defined agreement.
Yeah.
That, hey, this is who you are.
I wonder if they really do have written agreements. You think
that would be smart?
Have written agreements,
but I do know that another difference with the multiple wives is that the wives don't engage with each other sexually. So within a poly relationship, if there are multiple women within that dynamic, they all are involved together.
Oh, okay. So there is a difference. So polygamy is what we just described. Then there's polygyny. And that's when you have a man married to several women. So I guess the difference is just the stamp, the marriage.
But the women are not engaging with each other.
Polygamy, I guess, is
they are engaging with each other.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how it's
today's word of the
day,
but
listen, this
for the
so many
dynamic is the same, but not necessarily for the women who are involved.
Too many rules.
It's different. Or depending on if it's multiple men, maybe the woman has a different dynamic.
Polyandry, that's that. The woman has multiple husbands.
Okay.
We are getting poly educated tonight, y'all.
This is an onion. The layers to this thing.
For real.
I'm just gonna go on record and say there's too many rules.
It's too
what
many.
You mean it's too many rules?
I don't think it's too many rules.
Women
I just think that it's very organized
and
respectful so that everyone knows their role. if this is not for you, then obviously that wouldn't be your role. Like,
I agree. And I think it's also different with religion, because within the religion that you are in, that defines what the roles are for the women, versus a polygamy relationship.
When you're choosing,
we are determining what works within our dynamic versus it being governed by religion. Different perspective, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Now you don't say something right there.
I can't. Kirsten shooting blanks all over this place. Bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah. All right. Let's go to the comment section. Because you said something right there.
Hey, listen, you guys got me looking all kinds of ways. I don't even know.
So I have a comment that says, for earlier when we were talking about multiple men being in a relationship with one woman, it could work depending on the men that are in a relationship. It could not work with two alphas.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
At all. But it could work depending on the men who are agreeing to enter into the relationship. But an alpha can't.
Two alphas could not.
No.
Two alphas.
I don't even know if they could be friends.
Oh my God, no, cannot.
It's too much happening.
It's too much of a battle.
Yeah, you need some type of balance in that relationship.
That's true. Let's see. So somebody asked a question because Keisha said that it wasn't for her, but someone asked, would you be interested, Kirsten G?
You, Keisha?
No, with Kirsten.
No. Would you be interested in a poly relationship?
Yeah. Oh, well, first of all, thank you.
Thank you. Whatever you like, right?
Thank you for, that question. I wasn't ready for the question, but unfortunately, I'm not interested in poly. So
that's it.
That's it. That's it. But I want, hey, I didn't ask no. Not interested, but yes. But I respect it, just not interested in it.
I'm interested in just having a good understanding of the different dynamics, but not interested to be in one.
I'm having a hard time with just one person, so it's crazy. And have a communication with one person, not have communication with too many people. Too much.
Too much.
Too many
I'm overwhelmed.
Too much. It's too much. Abort.
Abort mission. Abort.
So another one of our comments is, I think I would be open to it just to see what the dynamic would be like, because I've never experienced it before, but I'm open to see what it could possibly bring.
Yeah. I think it's pretty
dope. So just getting more information.
I think a lot of people are being more open to it now too, because they're
I
looking
feel like
at
that's
it from
just
a different.
It sounds good. Let me try it.
I think a lot of people are being open because there's so many. We have so many different titles now for everybody. Mm-hmm. So it's just like everybody wants to identify with something. So
we talked about that last week, the he, she, and
so it's like, I want to be this, but there's no rules to it. You can just.
I think everybody lonely and they sick of it. You know what?
Yes.
Happy, let's rock with it.
Because I'm sitting here by my. I think that's what people.
What did the lonely do for Christmas?
They like, what the heck? Let me give it a go. Yeah. If it don't work, at least I know. But
let me give it a go, girls. Come on.
Yes.
Get
control. I think everybody just wants to identify with something and be in something that they have a full understanding with, and that they can communicate with their partners or partners about. So rather that be that you guys are poly or not, it's just whatever's comfortable in your relationship. I don't think it has to be defined as anything. But we just live in a world where everything has to be defined. There's a new thing come out every day. Like I can't keep up with any of it anymore.
And even just piggybacking off of that, some people just don't want to be defined as anything.
Yeah.
So they want to be open to do whatever they like. If I want to be with a girl, I can be with it. If I want to be with a guy, I can be. If I want to be with both of them at the same time, I want to be able to do that. So I just want to have that open, that free range to make a decision because I don't want to conform. I don't want to fit into, any one particular bubble. And that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah. However, you still have to be clear on that. That's the problem and or the issue. I'm all for everybody to be whoever, however, whatever they want to be. Okay, whenever they want to be it. However, not everybody is open with that communication, to be clear and define. See, you don't always have to define in terms of labeling, but you do have to define in terms of providing clarity, especially when you're interacting with people and depending on what the situation
is. That goes all the way back to making sure you lay it all out on the table and let me choose. Let me have the option.
Right, exactly.
I agree. And with that, wait, do we have any more comments? Okay, so with that, Mocha says that while we are not participating in poly relationships, we're open to you guys participating whenever you like. But make sure there's clarity. Make sure there's understanding. Make sure that the communication is clear before you jump into that, and don't feel forced to make it an option when it's really just something that you want to do or you don't want. And if you try it and you don't like it, just stop.
Just stop.
All right, catch us next time on Power Radio. See you guys later. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Guys. Boop, 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 boop. There go my right.